For question 5 here, we were given a single triangle with two missing sides, an angle, and we're given the hypotenuse. Now, the easiest way for me to think about this problem is really to break this triangle into two different types of problems. The first one is to say, let's think about this as a triangle where we know that this side is 15, which is the hypotenuse. We know that the angle is 60, and we want to find the bottom part, x. If I label this real quick, I can see that this is the hypotenuse. If I go across from the angle, this would be the opposite side, and this would be the adjacent side. So that means that for the green triangle here, this is a cosine problem because I want the adjacent side, and I'm given the hypotenuse. And adjacent and hypotenuse means to use cosine. So coming over here and writing that out, it's going to be cosine of 60 is equal to the adjacent, which is x, over the hypotenuse. Now, coming over to the calculator and finding out what cosine 60 is, I say cosine 60, and I see that it's 0.5. So coming back over to this problem, I can say that 0.5 is equal to x over 15, and putting the left side over 1, when I cross multiply now, that's going to give me x times 1. So this is just going to send me over this way to get a little bit more room so that I can write. It's going to give me that x is equal to 15 times 0.5. And 15 times 0.5 is just going to give me 7.5. Now, taking a look at the problem for solving for y here, I'm going to redraw the triangle so that I can see just the y variable. I can see that the y variable is right here, 15 is again on the hypotenuse, and 60 is right here. And if I just take a quick moment to label, I see that this is the hypotenuse, and this is the opposite side, just like it was before. So now I can see that using opposite and hypotenuse is going to make this a sine problem. So the sine of 60 is going to be equal to the opposite, which is y, over the hypotenuse. So now taking a look on the calculator, the sine of 60, if I do sine 60, I get that that is 0.8660. So coming back over to my problem over here, I can say that this is going to be 0.8, that was 660, so 8660 is equal to y over 15. So now, again, putting the left side over 1, I can say, well, y times 1 is just going to give me y. So I can say y is going to be equal to 15 times 8, or 0.8660. So coming over here and saying 15 times 0.8660, and I get 12.99. So right here, 12.99. Now, looking at the directions, it says round to the nearest tenth, and the tenth is the first digit after the decimal. So 12.9, this is the number that's going to round. And when I look after it, I see that there's a 9. That comes right after it. So that means that this box is really going to turn into the number 10. Well, what that means is this is really going to be 12 point, and then to write a 10, that means I have to put a 0 right here and a 1 right here. So the 1 and the 2 are going to add together, and really this gives me 13.0. So all of this is my work to really show that it rounds to 13. Well, now that I've answered both parts of this, I can say that for the side y, it is 13.0, and for side x, it is 7.5.